The Erddig Mindful Meadow sits on the edge of the Erddig estate, bordering the city of Wrecsam and close to our outdoor countryside centre, Fell in Polston, which is where we do a lot of our community work. Access to green spaces can be limited for many people, yet we know how important it is for people to be able to get out in nature for their well-being. It can really boost our physical and mental health. But often people find it difficult to access that benefit because there's sometimes a lack of confidence in exploring the outdoors. So that made this location the perfect place for the Mindful Meadow because it's close to Wrecsam, it's free to access, and it's also close to our community building as well.
The project came about, we were given some funding to restore an area of the parkland. I picked this one because historically this was thriving butterfly meadow. Unfortunately it got a little bit neglected over the years due to COVID and a few other things. We couldn't spend as much time as we wanted to, so it was an ideal candidate for a bit of meadow restoration.
So local community groups have helped us to create the meadow. So we've had Stepping Stones, Wrecsam Young Carers, We Mind the Gap, to name but a few, and together we have planted trees. They've planted hedgerows, created wildlife homes. We've done some willow weaving and put some lovely willow screens around some of the benches. There's lots of pathways that have been put in that sort of meander through the space, and lots of lovely benches and seating areas and picnic spots that people can sort of stop and rest along the way.
Nice new paths all the way through. We've put about 250 metres of new path in. The paths were here originally. We've just rejuvenated them. We've planted approximately 40 trees. We've put a new hedge line in as a bit of a transect for birds and bats, and reseeded this meadow. There's two different meadows, so this one that behind me is the one that we scarified and reseeded, and the one over there, that's the natural one. We've just left that one. So the idea is that one we were just going to leave, see what came up annually, and then just cut it and try and revert it back, see what we got. This one, we cut it, scarified it, reseeded it with a wildflower mix and a conservation bird mix to get more sort of pollinator-rich species, try and bring in the pollinators, the insects and the birds. So this one has had a little bit more management and will require a little bit more management going forward, but hopefully they both should come up nice. We couldn't have done this without the volunteer groups that we have. It was a huge amount of work, you know, refinding all the footpaths, relaying them. How many tons of stone have gone down here? Couldn't tell you, but it's a lot. It's all had to be wheelbarrowed in by hand, you know, we can only get the tractor so far. So without those volunteer groups, we wouldn't have been able to do it. And it's been youth groups, it's been corporate volunteers, it's been our sort of dedicated National Trust volunteers that come every year. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to do it. Yeah, it's been a team effort to get it done.
We got involved with the meadow through kind of our links already with National Trust. You know, as a third sector organisation, we realise it's really important to foster good relationships with organisations in Wrecsam, and through networking meetings and events, we got to know from Katie that there was this opportunity for some of the young carers. We always are keen to do anything outside of the groups, and yeah, they offered us some opportunities.
A lot of our survivors suffer with the effects of the trauma of their abuse, mental health, anxiety. So when we were offered to be part of the garden over at Fellin, it was, you know, a lovely chance to be in peace, to be surrounded by nature, and that helps survivors of trauma still their minds. And then when they talked about the Mindful Meadow, we were like really keen to be involved because we knew the benefits to our clients. And we've painted the positivity rocks, we've done some pyrography for the bird boxes, and we've had a walk around here with our Next Steps ladies and gents, and it's just such a wonderful place to be.
So we brought some of our young people from our We Belong programme to actually make some wildlife and bird boxes, some insects boxes as well. They learnt lots of new skills in actually building the boxes. It was also an opportunity for them to come together, to socialise with other young people, working as a team. There was problem solving involved, and it was lovely that they were able to engage with the volunteers here as well.
Benches. Digging benches into the ground, basically.
I also got to take part in the pebble painting, which was a new experience for me. Never had a passion for pebble painting, but it was great.
I got involved in the project because I'd already been involved in the Mindful Meadow at Church Castle. So this was an extension of that project, so I was absolutely delighted to be asked to get involved. It started off with a group of workshops with various community groups, and we created work that reflects how they feel about nature and how it works for them. The work that I've produced is a large format sculpture, and it's created out of steel and stone. And the reason I've used stone is because the groups created pebbles, and this is almost a reflection of that in a large scale. The sculpture itself represents or symbolises community, supporting one another in the community, but also in addition to that, it's about how a place can support an individual. So it's all those things wrapped together.
So the Mindful Meadow is open for everyone to enjoy, but certainly the people that have helped to create it will continue to maintain it over time and really ensuring that it grows as they will. So it's very much a project around people and nature thriving side by side. Nature teaches us that things take time. So just as the Mindful Meadow will take time to grow and develop, it will take time for people to feel the benefit and get the support that they need from using a beautiful space like this over time.
We've lost 97% of our grassland meadows over the last 100 years, and they are probably the most important habitat that we have. It's estimated that bees are responsible for 1 in 3 of mouthfuls of the food that we eat. If it wasn't for bees, we wouldn't have any food, simple as that. So at that start level, this is going to be fundamental to those insects, those pollinators, the bees, the hoverflies, even down to the wasps, things like that. And then moving up, we've got a big pond over there, it's full of dragonflies. All those insects are food for the dragonflies are food for the bats. So it's really important that these habitats, especially this sort of grassland meadow habitat, is managed, maintained and created. We don't have enough of this, so it's something I'm quite passionate about, is that I'm trying to recreate more of these areas on the estate. At the moment we've got 5, I'd like to see double that. So this, just the beginning.